August 27, 2025, the day Trump's 50% tariff slammed India, risking billions in exports and thousands of jobs. But farmers exempt and Modi fired back with GST cuts September 3. Did these Levies, starting global at 10% April 5, really stop an India-Pakistan war as Trump claims? 7 planes down, he says. Stay tuned for the full timeline, hits, exemptions, and strategies. Like if you're dodging duties, subscribe for econ alerts. Hey, this is SKRS Let's Learn Together, your source for decoding trade wars and economic policy. Trump's 2025 tariffs, born from April 2 Executive Order 14,257 under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, declaring a national emergency on trade deficits. Here's the timeline. Global baseline of 10% on all imports kicked in April 5 at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Time. Reciprocal tariffs for deficit nations like India came April 9 with even higher rates. India-specific tariffs doubled to 50% on August 27, stacking on prior duties unless specifically exempted. The April 29 executive order prevents some overlaps. Trucks, there's a 25% tariff on medium and heavy-duty vehicles starting November 1. India's spared direct hits but feels the ripple effects. Trump's big flex, these tariffs supposedly brokered India-Pakistan peace after 7 jets were shot down. Fact or hype? Let's unpack this together. The India hits are severe. That 50% blanket tariff from August 27 specifically targets labor-intensive sectors, gems, jewelry, textiles, industries where small firms simply can't compete anymore. They're shifting production to Vietnam and Bangladesh to survive. We're talking billions in trade at risk here. Reuters reports up to 2 million jobs threatened across these sectors. Steel and aluminum already got hit with 50% rates back on June 4, and those exemptions ended February 10. No relief there. Automobiles face a separate 25% tariff on passenger vehicles. The rupee, it's experiencing 5% increased volatility post-tariff hike, and foreign portfolio investors are fleeing Indian markets. Modi's response came September 3, GST cuts on hundreds of consumer goods to boost domestic consumption. Will it work? The World Bank forecasts a 0.5% drag on South Asia overall, but India's maintaining 6.5% growth thanks to free trade agreement diversification strategies. India's playing the long game here. Let's zoom out globally. American households are paying an extra $1,300 per year because of these tariffs. That's not abstract policy, that's real money out of family budgets. The de minimis suspension on August 29 killed those low-value e-commerce loopholes everyone was using. The World Trade Organization slashed their 2026 global trade growth forecast to just stagnation. But here's what's critical: not everything got hit. Exemptions are saving some sectors. Indian pharmaceuticals, those generic drugs that keep U.S. healthcare costs manageable, completely exempted. No immediate tariff hike there because America needs those medications. Broader exemptions include copper, semiconductors, lumber, bullion, and energy products, basically anything not available domestically in the U.S. Section 232 steel and auto tariffs don't stack, which prevents some of the worst compounding effects. Now the ethics debate. This protectionism echoes the 1930s Smoot-Hawley disaster that deepened the Great Depression. It favors U.S. manufacturers but fuels global inequality. The history lesson? Tariffs did build U.S. industry in the 1800s, and India's Make in India campaign could similarly pivot domestic manufacturing. The question is, at what cost to global prosperity? So what can you actually do? If you're an exporter, audit your supply chains before that November 1 deadline. Diversify immediately. Look at UAE and Australia FTA opportunities. You could save 15% through strategic routing. Hedge your currency exposure with trade-focused ETFs. Businesses, get organized through the Confederation of Indian Industry to lobby for sector-specific exemptions. Upskill your teams in tariff compliance. This isn't optional anymore, it's survival. Career opportunities? There's a 40% demand surge in trade law, logistics consulting, and compliance roles. If you pivot to specializing in these August 27 regulations, you're positioning yourself in a growth industry. Here's an angle most analysts missed. H-1B visa fees are now tied to tariff policy, creating compound punitive effects on Indian tech workers and IT services companies. This isn't just about goods, it's about skilled labor mobility. And the ethics of so-called reciprocity, is this fair trade or just bullying developing nations? India's looking at Iranian oil deals despite US threats, asserting economic sovereignty. These are the real strategic calculations happening behind the scenes. Looking ahead to 2026, I see three scenarios. 1. Tariffs ease if Modi-Trump talks succeed, maybe leveraging that Pakistan mediation Trump keeps mentioning. We could see gradual rollback to 25–30% by second quarter. 2. Full escalation, this becomes a real trade war. India hits back with tariffs on US tech and agriculture, global recession risks spike dramatically. 3. This becomes the new normal. 50% tariffs stay, supply chains permanently restructure and both economies adapt but with higher costs for everyone. Track these developments with trade monitoring apps. Vote with your business decisions and your wallet. Here's what I want from you. What's your take? Is this a boon for domestic manufacturing or an economic bust? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Which sector scares you most? Textiles, tech, manufacturing? Will Modi's GST cuts actually work? Let me know below. And if you found this valuable, smash that like button, share this with your business network, and subscribe with notifications on. Next video, we're breaking down the H-1B fallout and how it's crushing Indian tech companies. India's tough, we've weathered worse than tariffs and we'll weather this too. Drop AUG27 disaster in the comments if this video helped you understand what's really happening. Subscribe to SKRS, let's learn together for more economic breakdowns that actually matter to your business and career. I'm here every week breaking down the policies that affect your bottom line. See you in the next one.